My name's Addison. I'm from Calgary. I was born in Windsor Park and I was born and raised here. I went to school at Windsor Park Elementary. There was about 400 students in that school and it was quite small actually. The people were quite nice. It's a blue collar city, but I've always loved growing up with the kids here. They were always fun. We were always doing things outside and enjoying the times and the sun. Downtown, I love downtown. We have Stephen Avenue, we have 17th Avenue. Those are always quite lively at night. And, people are always walking around and I just love talking to people out there. Yeah, when I was in junior high, I kind of wanted to be that popular kid, right? And I saw some kids at the back of the school doing what they were doing, and I decided to partake. And yeah, I kind of just progressed from there, where I started to get into heavier stuff around high school, and my life went downhill, definitely. I was about 16 when I finally got into my drug of choice. Yeah, my family really didn't know until things really started going bad. I wasn't coming home at night and staying out late with friends at parties and staying over at their houses, right? I kind of just stumbled upon it. I remember there was one night my life was a mess, and I looked up online. I went online, I did a hard search where I looked up treatment centers, and Last Door came on, right? So I gave him a call, and I remember talking to this guy, and I don't remember too much that was said, but I remember at the end of it, he said, "Do you have a problem with drugs?" And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you want to stop?" And I said, "Yeah." And I started breaking down and crying. He's like, "Okay, we'll see you in a couple days." And I just broke down, right? I didn't know what to do, nothing was left. And yeah, that was a big changing point. It was kind of scary for me. The decision process to go to BC, there wasn't really one, right? I just knew I needed to get help. Right, and I knew that I looked up this place, and just something hit me when I talked to that gentleman on the phone, right, where I just knew that this was the place I had to go. And I remember I was on the plane going there, and just nothing felt real. It just didn't even feel like I was going away. And I was scared, I was nervous, I wanted to cry, I wanted to scream, I was pissed off, all these things, all these emotions. And yeah, next thing I knew, I was on a plane to BC. If you're hesitating to go to BC for treatment, I say definitely don't. It's one of the best places to go, right? I remember within my first couple of weeks there, we did a thing called the gross grind, right, where we climbed up a mountain, and it was tough, but just the satisfaction from that. There's trees, it's beautiful out there, there's nature. It's just somewhere I definitely recommend. Being able to walk around was one of the biggest surreal moments. I remember when I just got told, "Okay, you're gonna go to a meeting tonight," and I walked down the street, and I went and got a Tim Hortons coffee while I was in treatment, and I go to a meeting with Cox Anonymous. That was just surreal for me, right? And then people would come by to the Last Door and to say, "Hey, who wants to go do this?" The gross grind I was talking about. And they say, "Hey, who wants to go do a gross grind?" And we would take a 45-minute drive out away from Vancouver to go climb a mountain. Yeah, my family came and visited me on a couple different occasions, right? I remember my dad came out, and it was the first time I really gave him a hug, and I saw some tears in his eyes. He was just proud, right? He came out to one of my, I think it was my 3-month chip or a 3-month key tag that I got, and yeah, he was just proud. My mom also came out. She drove with her partner, and we got to drive around a little bit. We got to go explore some of Vancouver, just me and her, and yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, when I was done treatment, I was actually really nervous. Right, I knew what Calgary was like in addiction. I didn't really know what Calgary was like being clean. I didn't know what the recovery scene was like, and I met some amazing people. And to be honest with you, it was actually a really tough decision to come back. I actually kind of wanted to stay, and yeah, when I came back, it was nerve-wracking, but I definitely met some great support out here. It's funny because actually even right now, my home group is filled with a couple other door boys, right? People who went through the door even 20 years ago, they went through the door. And I came back and I met lots and lots of people from Last Door and from just the community. But the support out here of people who went through the Last Door is actually a lot greater than I thought. For me, continuing care was actually quite awesome, right? It was just like being in group. At the Last Door, we had these group sessions every morning, and we would talk about random subject or talk about what's going on in our lives. And when I came back to Calgary, I did continuing care with Dr. Jayla, and there's a couple of the Last Door boys in there as well, ironically enough. And we would just do the exact same thing. He was just a bunch of guys just sitting in a circle talking about what we need to talk about and what we need to get through for the day. I say I've been there. I know how it is. I definitely feel you, and I know how scary it can be, but take that step. It's going to be a step that feels like it's way out of your reach, but once you do it, and once you get on that plane and you get picked up by a door boy and you go to that place, you'll understand that you made the right decision as soon as you get there. I went to the Last Door April 15, 2013. I've been clean for 6 years.